Right, hello everyone. My name is Michael Shield. I work with ACCA Ireland, and just for the next couple of minutes and during your lunch break, I'm just going to talk you through about the pathway from ATI to ACCA. So just to go through our agenda first. So first of all, we're just going to look at maybe why you would think about furthering your career in finance and accountancy. Obviously, you're off to a great start with your ATI qualification, and once you have that done, it's just about considering why you want to progress further. So hopefully, we can clarify some of that today. Just about ACCA itself, I'll just give you an overview of ACCA and what we do and our global position, as well as talk you through very specifically about how you would move through from the ATI pathway all the way to ACCA membership. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the chat box. We might not have a lot of time to get through the questions at the end, but I'll very much be your point of contact from here on in. I see this webinar as very much just an introduction to myself and ACCA. If you do have any further questions, my contact details will be shared with you, and I'd be happy to discuss further. So just to get started, so of course, many of you, all of you are already ATI students, so you've already considered a career in accountancy. But just in terms of why to progress it further, so the accountancy profession in Ireland is classed as a critical skill. The government has mandated it as a critical skill, and the reason is because accounting and finance is absolutely critical to the functioning of any organization at country level all the way down to local level. So people with the ability to make sound financial decisions and manage the financial health of organizations is absolutely critical to the running of our country, and also at a global level as well. Okay. So whether you're actually managing the country or whether you're the leader of a country, understanding financial decisions will be key to the success of pretty much any country. Whether you're whether you're the CEO in a Fortune 500 company, again, understanding the sound financial principles to make decisions will be absolutely critical. All the way down to a startup. Even if you have the best idea and the best product and identified a market gap, without the ability to manage your finances and get things off the ground, you won't be going anywhere with a startup either. Even with a charity, I'm sure many of you outside of work are involved in charities and sports clubs and sports organizations, etc. Even though that's done on a voluntary level, understanding the financial health and understanding the financial decisions that are made are critical to any success there as well. Okay, so it's absolutely everywhere, underpinning more or less everything, any successful organization or any organization in general. The accountancy profession will always be there. Now, the key thing, and I suppose one thing we'll talk about in this webinar as well, is that it is changing and evolving quite rapidly. And ACCA, of course, is changing and evolving as well to keep up with it, as we're always doing. So I'll talk you through those changes as well. But the key thing to understand is the profession is as strong as it's ever been, very much recognised at a national level, and reflected in government policy as well. So that's a key thing to bear in mind. With a career in ACCA, if you do decide to go down the ACCA route, whenever we're talking to students, and we're asking them, which country will you consider living in when you're older? Which country would you like to live in? Which profession, which industry is appealing to you? Or which profession specifically are you thinking of getting in? Most people at any age don't really know all the answers to these questions. And the great thing about an ACCA qualification is that you don't need to know all of the answers, because it opens up just so many doors, no matter where you want to live in the world, whatever industry you feel you'd like to contribute in, and whatever specific profession or job role you'd like to get into. ACCA just opens so many doors in that regard as well. So it's a highly flexible qualification, no matter what the industry, whether that's politics, sport, or stay in maybe traditional accountancy practices. It just opens a huge amount of doors in that regard as well. It's also a hugely rewarding career in terms of responsibility and in terms of how people, in terms of the level of influence you'll have within certain organizations. And I'm sure you guys have done your research as well, and the salaries in Ireland are as competitive as ever within this profession as well. And that very much reflects this idea that it is a critical skill. Accountants are needed now more than ever. There is a huge demand within the jobs market. The employers that we work with are always looking for new talent pipelines. It's not going to be going away anytime soon. And as part of the ACCA qualification as well, if you do decide to go down that route, it's very much about keeping up with the evolving nature of the profession, and the qualification equips you to do that as well. Okay, so just to give you an idea of ACCA's place in the world, so there are other professional bodies, of course. I'm sure you're well aware of them. But I think the thing that would make ACCA stick out as maybe the unique selling point is that globally, ACCA is by far the biggest membership body in the world, with over 250,000 members. So a huge amount of members based all over the world in over 180 different countries around the world. So in terms of future members, so what a future member is perhaps some people, some people on this call are future members. If you're currently in the process of studying for the ACCA qualification, not yet a member, but going through your paces in that regard, your class is a future member. So we actually have a lot more future members than current members. Okay, so ACCA has been around for a long time, nearly 120 years. But actually, for Ireland, we're relatively new. By professional body standards, we're relatively new, and we're very much just getting a foothold in Ireland and other countries as well around the world. So in terms of our future members in Ireland, our future members, we actually have the most amount of future members of all professional bodies. And our future member number is actually higher than our current member number as well. So we're very much a growing organisation within Ireland, relatively new, but growing rapidly. And we're very much, I think, for the majority of people thinking of getting into the profession at this stage, we're the number one choice. So that I think reflects, we are the global brand, Students Ireland in particular, with its position within the EU, and also with our relationships with our US counterparts and the amount of US multinationals in the country, the fact that we're more globally oriented, and our accountants and finance people are more globally oriented, is reflected in our growth across Ireland. And we very much hope that you'll be a part of that as well. So that's currently where we're sitting in the world. And the good thing about it, if you have our ACCA qualification, no matter which country you go to in the world, whether that's Australia, somewhere else in Europe, possibly the US, any other country, Africa, etc., the ACCA brand is very well recognized within the profession. So it'll be of great benefit to you if you do decide to travel as well. So just to go through the actual ACCA qualification structure in a bit more detail. So you might be familiar with a lot of this already. So there are currently 13 exams based on real world challenges. For you guys, as part of your ATI qualification, you actually won't have to do all 13 exams at this stage. And I'll talk you through what you'll be exempt for as part of your ATI qualification as well. So those are the exams. Then on top of that, there's an ethics and professional skills module. So this is a 40-hour self-learning module that you can complete by yourself in your own time. Okay, so there's knowledge gateways and exercises that you'll need to complete as you move through the module, but it's not an exam. There is no formal assessment, just knowledge gateways that you'll need to get through. Okay, so this is developed in line with our employers. So our employers are very interested in these kind of continuous learning and self-learning journeys. and we worked with our employers to design this module to make sure our future members are equipped for what's needed in the global workplace. As well as that, to become a member, you need 3 years of practical work experience within an industry or within an accountancy practice. So the good thing about ATI, and as part of your qualification, I believe you'll be required to complete around 2 years of practical experience. So the good thing is that 2 years work experience that you already have, or if you might possibly even have more work experience as well, that can be added to this practical experience, or that can be used as part of this practical experience. So if you've 2 years done already, you won't need to do another 3 years, you'll just need to do another 1 year. Okay? So we're very flexible with how the practical experience is quantified, just as long as you've been reporting to someone working within finance and accounting as part of your role. So once you complete all those 3 steps, then you become an ACCA member for life. Okay, so it's a rigorous pathway. All of our members are very well trained, have a huge amount of knowledge, as well as the relevant practical experience. It demonstrated the ability to continuously learn, because of course, when you become an ACCA member, the knowledge you have at that stage will need to be updated and refined every few years because of the dynamic business environment and global environment that we currently work in. But anyone who can get through this qualification has clearly demonstrated the ability to learn as they go. Just to look at the current ACCA qualification in a bit more detail, and just some of the exams and the exam pathway that you'll need to go through. So it's broken up into different stages. The foundations, you guys won't have to complete that. You guys will be starting from the applied knowledge stage. Okay, this is the first section of exams that you'll need to complete. But actually, we'll talk you through the exemptions in a minute. You won't actually have to do the applied knowledge section. You'll be moving straight to the applied skills section. Okay, so those are the 6 exams you'll need to complete as part of that. And then you'll need to complete your EPSM module, as I explained, and then you move on to the strategic professional exams. So these are higher level exams that get people thinking at a strategic level. So accountants, all accountants, and you guys probably know as well, there are no perfect solutions in accounting and finance or in business in general. There are only trade-offs and strategies that require kind of a strategic level of decision making and analysis. These exams and this curriculum and studying for these exams will very much equip you with this higher level, strategic level knowledge to bring to the workplace. So there are 2 essential exams, Strategic Business Leader and Strategic Business Reporting. These 2 you'll have to do. As things stand, you'll need to pick 2 options to then complete 4 strategic professional exams. So that's the qualification in its current format. As I mentioned, because you're doing an excellent qualification at ATI, it's actually closely aligned with our applied knowledge level exams. So after completing your qualification with Accounting Technicians Ireland, you'll then be entitled to exemptions. Okay, so if you look in the right-hand column there, these are the modules that you're either currently studying or will be studying in the future as part of your ATI curriculum. These are matched up with the ACCA exams at knowledge level. So as you can see, you'll have 4 exemptions. Corporate and business law is down twice. That depends whether you're based in Northern Ireland or whether you're studying in the Republic of Ireland. So basically in total, you'll have 4 ACCA exemptions. So you will have completed a significant amount of the ACCA journey. So actually, as part of the ATI program, it's an excellent program. You'll actually cover a bit more content than what's covered in the ACCA exams. So many ATI students that come out and come to us at ACCA and start studying actually do very, very well, because they've such a strong foundation with their ATI qualification and work experience as well. that they're well able to hit the ground running with the ACCA qualification. They're used to doing exams, and critically, they're used to working in a professional environment as well, where they can apply what they're learning. So you're in a great position once you come out of your ATI qualification to push on with the ACCA qualification if you choose to do so. So just to, as I mentioned at the start, the accountancy profession, and as you guys are well aware as well, the accountancy profession is very much changing and evolving quite rapidly, mainly with the use of new technology. And as well as just also sustainability is a big part. Sustainability is a big part of every organization's and country's agenda at this stage. This has been, of course, because accountants and finance professionals are critical in any organization. They're very much leading the way when it comes to implementing sustainability practices. Again, it's about, of course, there's the science related to managing sustainability, but in terms of actually implementing it, these are financial decisions that need to be made and implemented across organizations. So accounting and finance professionals are key to driving this agenda as well. And of course, the use of AI as well is very much, I'm sure you're probably seeing that in your own roles. So our qualification is being updated accordingly, just in line. We've worked closely with industry, with our employers, to see what exactly skills, what skills they actually want, and how we can tie this all together with a new and updated qualification. So you guys have actually timed it the way you're completing or finishing up with your ATI qualification. You've actually timed it very well in the sense that you'll be essentially studying for the new ACCA updated qualification and the benefits that come with that. So as part of the new redesigned qualification, so it's very similar in structure to the original qualification, the current qualification, as I've already given an overview, but it's just an emphasis that there'll be new learning experience and assessment experiences. Again, focusing on real world challenges, real world employability issues that have changed a lot in the last few years. It's really keeping our members, our future members, in high demand and ahead of the curve when it comes to employment. Just to talk you through how exactly that will work. Okay, so the qualification will change from mid-2027. Okay, so as I explained to you already, you guys already have exemptions from the knowledge level exams. So you'll be starting from the expertise exams. Okay. So there'll actually only be 5 exams at the expertise level. And at the strategic professional level, students currently do not have to sit 4 strategic professional exams. But from mid-2027, you'll only have to sit 3 strategic professional exams. So this will be highly relevant for everyone on this call, because like I said, you've timed it very, very well, that you'll most likely only need to sit 3 strategic professional exams, because by the time mid-2027 rolls around, you'll be eligible for the new qualification and you'll only need 3 exams. So the reason there are less exams is because we've added more essential employability modules. So again, these are 40-hour self-learning journeys that you'll need to complete in your own time. So if you want to complete the expertise stage, you'll need to pass your 5 expertise exams and then complete the 40-hour essential employability module in digital tech and innovation. So this is not an exam, it's a 40-hour learning journey that you complete yourself with knowledge gateways that you can do in your own time. Okay. This will give you the advanced diploma in ACCA, and it will set you up to then start the strategic professional exams and to complete the essential employability module for that as well. Okay. So this is how the new qualification will work. Again, very similar in structure to the current qualification. And the changes that are most relevant for you will be that you have to do one less strategic professional exam. Now, there's a very important website that everyone here should be familiar with. So I'm just going to flick over to that website now to just demonstrate it for you. Okay. So this is the ACCA journey. This is our transition tool. So you guys are at a critical stage of the learning journey where where the current qualification is currently running, but by mid-2027, when you guys are most likely qualifying, the qualification will change. So I would recommend everyone's journey is different, so I would recommend everyone to use this transition tool to get an idea. And I'm just going to demonstrate it for you here now. Okay. So the first question is very simple. It just asks, where are you in your ACCA journey? So everyone here, if you're not, I'll assume you're not a student already because you're currently a student at ATI, so that you're essentially thinking of joining. Okay. Then you go to continue. Which qualification do you plan to study? It's, of course, the ACCA full qualification. Will you have passed or be exempt from any exams? So you guys will know the answer to this because we just spoke about it there, that yes, because of your ATI qualification, you will have exemptions from the exams. Okay. So by mid-2027, you'll need to submit which exams you will be exempt from or which exams you will have passed by then. Okay. So you guys, as you know, you'll be exempt from business technology, financial accounting, management accounting, and corporate and business law upon completion of your ATI qualification. Now, by mid-2027, you'll most likely have passed other exams along the pathway as well, and that's fine. You can just select those as you go. But I'm just going to do these first 4 exams for now, just to give you an idea, because those are the exams you'll definitely have passed as your ATI qualification. Will you have completed the Ethics and Professional Skills module by then? So I'll assume, again, as part of your ATI qualification, you won't have done that. So we'll just say no for now, but you might well have done by mid-2027. So this will show you exactly what the changes mean for you. So it will show you that upon completion of those exams, you'll have the knowledge level completed. So you'll be eligible for the higher diploma in accounting and business. Okay. So that's upon completion of your ATI qualification. It will then talk you through what the next steps are. So then the next steps will be at the expertise level, and these are all the exams that you'll need to complete, plus the essential employability module as well. Okay. After completing that, then you'll move to the strategic professional exam. So this transition tool, I think, will be very useful for you, and I'll share the link to this afterwards. I would recommend that everyone, because everyone's personal journey is different, I would recommend that everyone use this transition tool to get an idea of where you are at in the journey and what your next steps are. So I'm just going to flick back to the presentation now. Okay, so this is where we are at with the qualification and the next steps there. I'm just going to flick this up because, again, this is the link to the future qualification and the transition tool. If you'd like to just scan that there at the moment, so you just have that as a reference, so you can do that, you can complete that after this webinar, just to see exactly where you stand on the journey and where you're going. Okay, and just to continue on. So as part of the learning journey, if you do decide to go ahead with the ACCA qualification, so unlike ATI, ACCA does not provide the tuition directly to students. So we have a number of options for students in this regard. So there are self-study options that ACCA provides through our own study learning management systems called Study Hub. You can choose you can self-study for the exams if you choose to do so. However, we'd strongly recommend there's much higher pass rates for our exams if you work with one of our approved learning partners based in Ireland. So on our website, there's a list of platinum providers and gold providers. So our gold and platinum providers are set a benchmark that they need to meet in terms of pass rates. So you have a statistically higher chance of passing an exam if you go to one of our gold partners, and higher again if you go to one of our platinum providers. Okay, so it's based on pass rates, students getting over the line with their exams. This is how our learning partners are benchmarked, and this is what they perform to. Okay, so just see, there are many different, we have a bunch of different providers on our website, and it's up to our students then to do their own research to see which schedule and which type of tuition suits them best. But certainly if you choose a gold or platinum provider, they're well accredited, they have a higher standard, and you have a better chance of passing the exam than if you're studying by yourself statistically. Okay. Just another thing to flag as part of the learning journey. ACCA has a partnership with the University of London. If you would like to get a degree, a recognised degree from the University of London while studying for your ACCA qualification, then this partnership and this opportunity might be relevant for you. So basically, with the University of London, you'll study it's a one-year program where you'll study the financial management module and the ACCA performance management module for 1 year. In order to be eligible to get onto this program, you'll need to have passed the knowledge level and previous expertise level exams as well. Those are the entry requirements. And then the final 2 exams will be performance management and financial management, which you'll study with University London as part of this degree. And upon completion of that program, you'll get a bachelor's degree from the University of London, as well as being able to complete the expertise stage of your exams with ACCA. So there's more information about this on the website if you'd like to get a degree. If this is something that's interesting for you, I'd recommend just going to the website for more details. Just to talk a bit about the practical experience requirement. So for ACCA, with our current qualification and our new qualification, there's no change. You'll still need 3 years practical experience. That involves working in an industry where your manager or someone you're reporting to is working in the accounting and is a qualified accountant. It can be with any professional body. So many of you with ATI, you're probably working in professions along these lines anyway. So as I mentioned, whatever experience you're getting with ATI, it also counts for the ACCA qualification. So you do not need to start again. Okay. I think many students coming from ATI actually really like this is maybe the most appealing part of the learning journey, or the journey going to ACCA, is that you do not need to start your professional experience again. So you'll complete the 9 performance objectives, which are outlined, which will be outlined for you if you become a student. And if you're not reporting to a professional accountant directly, you can nominate a practical experience supervisor from ACCA side to sign off for you. But usually people in these roles are reporting to someone, or there's someone within the organization that's a qualified accountant that can sign off on these objectives. So that's the practical experience requirement. Just in terms of careers and navigating careers, we do have a platform on our website. If you go to ACCA Careers, this is something that's free for everyone. So you can actually look at this career portal now. So we work with our employers to see what jobs are available, and they post them on this website because they're specific for accounting and finance professionals. Many of you might have a role already, but if you're looking to secure a role, I'd recommend going to this portal because it's a one-stop shop specifically for the Irish market and for the global market as well. that can get you the career that you're interested in, that will support you with your ACCA progression. So all of the organizations on this website are ACCA approved employers, and that means that they have a program in place to support you with your ACCA journey and qualification. Okay, so that is a brief kind of one-stop shop of the journey from ATI to ACCA. Like I said, the ATI qualification is an excellent qualification that will really set you up very well to push on with the ACCA qualification. Any students that have come from ATI have done exceptionally well, above average, for the Irish market when they go on to study for our ACCA. Again, that's because you'll be well battle hardened from going through the ATI qualification and the tutoring there as well. You'll be well set up to tackle ACCA, as well as having a bit of work experience under your belt that can also be utilised for ACCA. So this is very much just an information sharing session for now. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen so I can just pop my contact details into the chat. Again, I see this is very much just an introduction session. And if you do have any further questions, I'd be happy to get in touch directly by email. If you want to email me on the email address that I've just popped into the chat box there now. So just for the last few minutes, I'm just going to go through some of the questions there to see if I can answer them. If I can't answer them, I'll get back to you at some stage. So just for the 2-year ATI course, we take exams in taxation and advanced taxation. Why are these included in ACCA exemptions? So you'll have to ask your tutors or your management at ATI. So ATI apply for the ACCA exemptions. ACCA just grants the application based on what was submitted. So this would be an ATI question. In terms of why aren't your other modules included in the exemptions. Just for the Q&A section, where are the exams held? That's a great question. So all of our exams are held in centres. Our exam sessions are every March, June, September, and December. So every 3 months there's exams, there's exam sessions. You're allowed to you can book your exam in our centres in Dublin, Cork, Limerick, Galway, and Belfast. So basically the major cities in Ireland have an exam centre where you can book, and all of the information is on our website as well. And there are no longer remote invigilated exams. It's just too difficult for ACCA to guarantee the integrity of those exams, especially with the evolving nature of technology. We want all of our students sitting our exams in a centre. On completion of the ACCA qualification, is it possible to go on to teach in secondary schools? So that would be, we wouldn't be able to answer that question at ACCA. Of course, with the ACCA qualification, you're certainly a well-qualified accountant. Whether that qualifies you to actually teach, you may need a teaching qualification, and you can get in touch with, I guess, someone from the teaching side of things to just get to confirm that. So yes, you can start the ACCA qualification while you're completing your work requirements for ATI. Your first step would be to register as a student. Once you're registered as a student, you can either self-study for your exams, or you can go to one of our tuition providers to study there as well. So you don't need to complete your ATI qualification before you start your ACCA qualification. However, we would strongly recommend that you do complete your ATI studies first, because that will allow you to get your exemptions. That will allow you to start from the expertise level. Cost of the main stages of obtaining the ACCA qualification. So the costs are related to exams. You'll need to pay for the exams, and the information is on the website. You'll also need to pay to become a student, and a yearly registration to maintain your student membership as well. So you can find all the information on cost, depending on the specific cost, on the website. If you do want to go to one of our learning partners, they have their own costs as well, which you'll be able to see on their specific websites. So the best thing to do is see where you're planning to study, what you're planning to study, and you can get an idea of the costs based on that. Just in terms of the south of Ireland, we do have an exam centre in Cork that's easily accessible. No plans to open one in Waterford yet, unfortunately. There are currently no learning providers that are offering in-person tuition. Just since COVID, they've all generally moved to an online learning model, which has been very successful for them. So currently no in-person learning partners. With ATI, I need to do the work experience, but I don't have a work experience at the moment. So yes, you can start the ACCA qualification after you finish your ATI qualification in May. You absolutely can register as a student and start the journey from then and claim your exemptions and start from there. So I think I've covered any question I can answer there in the chat, guys. Like I said, I put my email address into the chat. I'm sure all of you have specific journeys that you're on, learning journeys. I'd be happy to answer any queries that you might have specific to your own journey. Yeah, I'd be happy to keep in touch. Just one last one for me, Dan Murphy. I think if they're all centre-based, they should expand to other counties. Yeah, absolutely, Del. That's something we could look to do. Currently in all the big cities. I'm not sure where you're from. Hopefully it's close to one of those cities as well. But yeah, we do have good access all around the country in general. Okay, guys, I know many of you are either in class or you're probably taking time off work during your lunchtime. So we'll leave it there for today. If you do have any other further questions, please email me. This session is also being recorded. For anyone who's registered, the recording will be sent on, as well as my contact details. And thanks a million to your tutors and Niall Carney at ATI, who was very supportive with promoting this event and getting it off the ground. And thanks a million for your time, and hope to see you at ACCA soon. Bye-bye.